Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Cameron Love, aspiring actor here. So we're going to be starting season 3 now. Oh, whoa. Time flies, huh? So, yeah, you guys are hyping it. I'm feeling the hype right now, and my body is ready. So first of all, we've got to talk about Walter. Man, this guy needs to be sat down. I'm not talking about an intervention for you need to do chemo like he did in season 1, but he needs to be sat down for why won't he accept help from anybody? He's got a real problem with accepting help from other people. Is he too proud? Does he think he's too smart to, accept help from commoners? Does he think super highly of himself? He's got this superiority complex going on. Maybe he hates being in debt. That's another thing. Being in debt to family? Come on, man. Marie and Hank offered to help pay for some of his chemo. Elliot and Gretchen offered to pay for all of it. I get it. We'll get into them later and find out what they did to him, but come on, man. He's had so many free passes. It's just, he doesn't want to accept help from anyone. Skylar's going back to work. Hank and Marie also offered to, come on. Walter, you're the one that brought up the security system. They offered to pay as a present. They wanted to do it. And he just shrugged it off no, I got it handled. Where are you getting all this money from? Nobody knows. Walter Jr., the website that he set up, first of all, that website, that blew my mind. I read that thing. It's touching. Just take my money. He's jealous of his own son because of the website that he set up. Come on, man. Jesus. And he's fuming to Saul. He's like, this was my money that I earned, and I can't spend any of it. I have more money than I can count. I had to count it by weighing it on a scale. Saul's throwing ideas at him. Good ideas, too. Oh, you found a bag of money. A relative that you hardly knew left you an inheritance. And then the whole zombie thing. He doesn't want it to be blind luck. Why not? Sometimes that happens. Saul, if he was able to set up this whole zombie thing and then these chains of, people that he knows a guy, he knows a guy, he knows a guy, he would have had this whole thing covered. It could have been blind luck and he would have been home free. This is so annoying. He wants to show people his hard work, but he can't. And he's jealous of other people who are, working with each other trying to help Walter. It's frustrating to me. It's come on, just let them help. He doesn't like donations. He doesn't like charity. He doesn't like pity. He considers this PayPal account cyber begging. Sometimes we all need a little help. Check your superiority complex and your ego. I don't care how smart you are. Just let people help you. Don't make it so obvious that you're getting frustrated. Maybe he's just not used to all this help. Maybe he just doesn't know how to accept it. It's just why. Maybe Walter's just been hurt too many times every time he's helped someone. I don't know. Maybe he helped Elliot and Gretchen and they totally backstabbed him and that's why he doesn't like when people help him, because he's afraid of being in debt or just being at the mercy of other people. So my prediction for this season is that Walter's going to be at his lowest point, his absolute lowest point, just like Pinkman is right now. And, he's going to be humbled by this experience. Maybe accept the charity of others. Maybe accept help. He's already 75% of the way there. He just lost his family and his reason for doing this secret life in the first place. I think he's going to be homeless at some point in this season. Just like how Pinkman got kicked out of his house, I think Walter is going to be homeless as well. His house is now going to be a crime scene. The entire neighborhood is a crime scene because of the airplane that just blew up. The 2 airplanes that are just littering debris all over the neighborhood. He might not even get a chance to get his cash that he has. Instead of insulation in his house, he's using cash. I'm assuming Skylar, when she made all those phone calls that I thought she was going to make, she ended up making while he was out and, recovering after surgery. If his family knows about his secrets, there's no way he's going to be living with them for a room. I think, I just think he's going to be homeless. Or he could bunk with Saul. Those Easter eggs, though. Holy crap. That teddy bear just appeared everywhere. And, I didn't even realize. I don't look up any of the title of the shows just in case they, like, spoil anything. Like, I saw that the one title was called Better Call Saul. Like, that would have, like, okay. So that would have ruined that surprise. But, yeah, that's so cool. And Jane's mural. She's got a frickin' teddy bear falling from the sky in the top right corner. Man, that teddy bear. There's more to that teddy bear than meets the eyes. It's not a mistake that Walter's wearing pink. It matches the color of the teddy bear. The bear is supposed to represent Walter. I think the charred side of his face, like half the bear's face is charred, might resemble Walter being a Two-Face. He's got a double life, a secret life, a dark life. The bear drowning could represent Walter drowning in his own lies and paying for it right now. You know, he's staring at the bear. It might be like... Also, the pool is reflecting, it's self-reflecting. He's looking into himself through his own reflection, you know. That's going a little too far, but you know what I mean. Jesse. No. Oh my god. The guy he's so numb right now. Remember how happy he was like 3 episodes ago? God, everything was going his way. The woman he loved died, Combo died, that he feels he feels responsible for both of them. What's he gonna think when he sees this explosion on the news? And he sees Jane's father. That's giving me like goosebumps right now. Like his best friends, Badger and Skinny Pete, are laying low. And he doesn't know that Walter could have helped Jane. You know, Walter came into his room while they were both out, and Walter, you know, he tried to wake Jessie up, but he accidentally knocked Jane over on her back, and she ended up choking on her own vomit. So, like, he doesn't know about that. This secret is going to get out at some point. I think the cleaner guy, Mike is his name, I think he's going to mention that, like, I can't stop thinking about the cardboard. Walter's the only one that knows about that hole in the door. So if Mike says, oh, well, the cardboard and the tape, it was pushed and opened from the outside. So Pinkman's going to put 2 and 2 together, and he's going to go ballistic on Walter. Even though he's the only person that cares about him. You always hurt the ones you love, right? Jesus, this is taking it to the extreme. Yeah, so we'll see if Pinkman sees Q in prison. I'm expecting that's where Q is going to go. Don. I know his name. I know his real name. It's cool that everyone's saying Q in the comment section. I like that. So, yeah. We'll see if that snaps Pinkman back to reality. Jane. Yeah, it's been a week and I still don't know how I feel about Jane. You could argue that Pinkman got her back on heroin. You could argue that Jane offered to help Jesse, but, you know, Jesse was content with smoking crystal. I'm just saying. Jane didn't have to go that far. I know that maybe she was doing it for the best of intentions. That's been happening a lot. People committing these, these illegal acts for the best of intentions, but, like, ultimately it turns into selfish reasons. So I think Jane, yes, she helped Pinkman try to numb his pain about Combo dying, but I think she saw it as an excuse to get back on it. She knows how to push people's buttons to get them to do the things that she wants to do. I don't think she was trapped. I think her father gave her tons of freedom. He was just looking out for her, survival. She's been doing this since she was 16. She's been doing it for 10 years. And it was only the last 2-ish that she's been sober. He let her be the manager of his properties. And, Jane works at a tattoo parlor, and Q, even though he disapproves of it, he's like, okay, it's your life. I really wish you wouldn't work there, but, you gotta make your own mistakes. But if it's a big mistake, he'll step in and try to help. But these last 10 years, you're right. You guys are right. The word tomorrow is gonna, totally haunt Q. I think he's been hearing that these last 10 years from Jane. Daddy, I'll go tomorrow. Please, Daddy, I'll do whatever you say, just tomorrow, please, please. She's a quick thinker. Whenever her dad, orders her to do something, like he's about to call the police in that one scene, she reverts back to being her 16-year-old self. Like, she's like panicking and trying to turn the tables, trying to turn the guilt back on Q. It's like, please, Daddy, don't do it, Daddy. Remember the last time I went to rehab, Daddy? You forgot to water my plants and they ended up dying. You know, she's just trying to turn the tables on him. Like, she's really quick on her feet. It works. It works every single time. He's been hearing that word tomorrow. I'll go tomorrow, I swear. He's been hearing that word for 10 years, and that's totally going to haunt him. And she doesn't just do that with Q. She also does that with Jesse. With Q, she reverts back to being his princess, right? His baby girl. And with Pinkman, like, she said that I'm your partner now. You know, she's trying her hardest to just, like, shove Walter out of Jesse's life. Walter's trying to explain to Jane over the phone, like, I'm not going to give you Jesse's money. I'm going to give it to Jesse, and I'm only going to do it when you both are sober. She hung up the phone. When Walter goes to the door with Jesse's money, Jane reaches out for the bag, and he says, no, not you, Jesse. You know, she was only thinking of her own goals. Also, I see a big problem with her plan. Oh, this money, it's not going to go in our veins. This is our freedom money. So we may as well use all the heroin and all of our stuff now so that it doesn't go to waste. You promised your dad in the morning that you would go straight to rehab. You should have left that night. You know, they would have been alive. They would have been on a plane and, like, they would have been in New Zealand. Just tragic. That's all I can say. I think Q and Jesse might end up going to a meeting in memory of Jane. Skylar and Ted. Yeah, that finale, that, like, Skylar leaving, that was great. That was amazing. Jesus. And she made sure that he was okay before she dipped. She was like, so he's free to go back to work and he can take care of himself now, right? Oh, man. When Walter went to reach for her hand, she didn't even flinch. Her hand was just dead. She didn't even acknowledge it. And then Walter takes his hand away and she still doesn't even acknowledge it. So good. Skylar doesn't even want Walter touching her. That's how much disgusted she is with him and his behavior. And it's ironic because Ted is doing, you know, sort of similar activities. Well, he's funneling money from his business, but he's doing it for, like, the best of intentions. He's doing it for a noble cause. He's trying to help, well, you know, pay for his children. That's a little selfish. But, you know, he's helping his employees. He's trying to get out of this rut. And Skylar is still going back to, like, I think Skylar, you know, she sees that as an endearing quality. Yeah, what's worse? Funneling millions of dollars into your own, like, for your own personal use. Or cooking meth. Both of them for their families, for the best of intentions, but they're both illegal. One person's telling the truth, the other person's keeping it a secret. And she sees this person as, you know, those are endearing qualities. You know, fighting for what he believes in and being, you know, a nice guy, but willing to risk his freedom for, you know, his employees and his friends and his family. Walter's doing the same thing, but he's keeping it a secret. Maybe Skylar would have been into cooking meth. Because Saul's like, you didn't tell your wife? That's a big no-no. We'll see if she keeps quiet. Because she knows about Ted changing dates in the books. So she knows about it. She's technically aiding and abetting a crime. So Skylar's kind of breaking bad right now. You were the Rock, Skylar. Who hasn't broken bad yet? Hank and Flynn. That's it. For now. We'll see if Hank, I don't know, keeps quiet about Walter. I'm assuming that she told Hank and Marie everything. So Hank is going to help Walter move. You know, Hank's already suspicious that they don't have the guy. And more of this blue sky is being produced outside of Albuquerque. Funny how it works out like that, right? Walter's the only person that he knows that's, you know, a master chemist. He's bald. Badger gave off the detail that Heisenberg is a bald man in his 50s or 70s or whatever. So, an old bald man that's really good at chemistry. Come on. The noose is tightening around Walter's neck. And he knows that people are lying. He doesn't trust Pinkman when he was interrogating him. He knows that he was lying. God, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, it's not fair that I know that there's more seasons afterwards, but if Hank knows about it now, there's no way that he can be strung along for so long and not... Like, it's not going to take Hank long to put two and two together. Walter's a master chemist. He's bald. He fits the description. You know, if Badger said, oh, he wears glasses too, like... And Walter's, he's disappearing for days on end. He's just missing. He's off the radar. Nobody can contact him. And he just shows up and pretends he was somewhere else. No. This season, Hank is going to know. And to round off the questions, hopefully this isn't too long. Gustavo, Gus, and how are you enjoying your meal today? Oh man, that guy is a psychopath. I think Walter has a superiority complex. Gus, I see this guy as a surgeon. And Walter is a disease right now. He's totally messed up his smooth operation. Gustavo, he's not used to sweating. Gus is gonna cut out the disease. Just precise and deadly. I see this guy. Is so smooth. Is just meeting up in his restaurant and just, he can judge people so, like, accurately. And, you know, he told Walter, like, straight up, like, your product is excellent, but there are other factors. You have poor judgment. Like, there's too many factors that are just not in his control. But just like with everyone, this product that Walter has, everybody just sets aside their principles that they've been just holding on to. That's the reason why they've survived so long in this business. They put it aside because they want this product. And Gustavo is no different. He put it aside, and now he's going to pay for it. He went to Hank's DEA office, pretending to, you know, look for sponsors for his franchise. He sees Walter's picture, and he's thinking, I think Gus is going to, you know, he's going to hire somebody to attack Walter, you know, take him out. If he's got, like, all these connections and, you know, able to distribute, like, who's to say, like, if he's, like, this master distributor, he's got to have, like, muscle, too. He's got to have enforcers and hitmen. Maybe he's got connections to the cartel. I don't know. I'm scared. Do you think Mike will ever get a good night's sleep? Did Marie trade in her x-rays for a director's hat? It looks like Saul wins again. Now he knows a guy who knows a guy who knows another guy to set up his PayPal account. Jesus, it's the Grim Reaper. I want this thing to come alive. They know what he looks like. He's got glasses. Did Walter ever show up in glasses at one point? Tuco, but...
Magnitude, the investigation and the
Officials
cleanup
are now saying that the Boeing 737 was being rerouted or vectored through the airspace, which is standard procedure, according to a spokesman for the FAA. The 8-seat King Air 350 was a charter flight.
Walter's house could be on fire, and his money could have just been up in flames.
How such an accident could take place in a system with so many safeguards.
That the collision which brought down Flight 515 was caused by improper air traffic control.
Bombshell confirmation. While it's now known that Margolis had recently lost a daughter to a
drug overdose, and a month before, his troubled daughter Jane Margolis, aged 26, apparently had a long history of substance abuse. And friends of the family say the death of his only child hit Margolis particularly hard.
Ah. Walter hasn't done this since episode 1. What does it mean? She loves me not. Saul. How much time has passed? Okay, so to get it. Can you bury it? How would you bury it? Don't put it... Oh. Nice. Ending his relationship with Saul, too. Well, it's the thought that counts. Oh man. The whole neighborhood is a graveyard. Well, Walter's house, it's not that much damaged. It's not damaged. Ah!
Hey, buddy, there you are. Listen, you know, well, it's tough. Wait.
It's not gonna say anything.
Oh, no heavy lifting. I got it. No, it's okay.
Heavy lifting.
Jesus. What do you got in there? Cinder blocks?
$500,000 in cash.
That's the spirit. I got it.
Maybe he should have been honest to begin with.
Who's here for self-improvement? Come on, give me a show of hands. Who among you is here hoping they can actively improve who they are? See, that's your first mistake. You should be here to learn self-acceptance.
Hey, Dad, it's me. No, I'm not okay. I don't know what the hell's going on. Nobody's telling me jack shit around here.
Flynn.
Whatever. I don't even care anymore. Can you just give me a ride to school?
Take you to school?
Yeah, no. I'm ready now.
Flynn, I'm taking you to school.
Alright, I'm here. See you soon.
So Skylar didn't tell anyone? Everyone just thinks she's overreact. I don't know.
May I have your attention?
It's just like Crazy 8.
As all of you know, last week our city suffered a terrible tragedy. One that none of us will ever forget.
I just find it, you know, really hard to concentrate.
Yo. Dude.
All the horrors.
I studied, like, all night hard.
In college, they have this thing where if your roommate kills himself, like if you come home and find him hanging in the closet or whatever, it's basically an automatic A for you.
I knew it! I knew it!
I just think that kind
You
of
little rat!
passion is something to...
Thank you, Barry. Just keep hearing that sound. That boom. Just plays over and over in my head like it won't ever stop.
Is there anyone else?
Over here.
Yo, is that the bully?
My neighbor, he heard the crash and he ran outside and he found like this seat, like an airline seat, like what you have on an airliner. And well, anyway, the seat was standing perfectly upright in his front yard, right next to his sea-doos, because like he has sea-doos, but there was still a pair of legs buckled into them.
Jesus.
human legs.
Why are you sharing this?
Christ.
Yeah.
You know, the 737 was what? Maybe 2/3 full, I believe, right? Yes? Or maybe even 3/4 full? Well, at any rate.
Remember the last time Walter gave a
What
speech?
you're left with.
It's just an awkward pause.
Just the 50th worst air disaster. Actually, tied for 50th. There are, in truth, 53 crashes throughout history that are just as bad or worse. And just move on. And we will too. We will move on and we will get past this. Because that is what human beings do. We survive. And if we survive and we overcome. Yeah. We survive. We survive and okay.
He's gone.
Hey, Flynn! How's tricks?
What?
Tricks, it's an expression.
What?
Why you gotta treat him like this? Why you gotta be like this? Why can't you just talk even?
Hey, calm down. Okay.
Skylar hasn't told anyone.
The poor kid, he's probably just dying of curiosity. You know, I guess it would be natural for him to wonder. I mean, he's probably just wondering, you know,
What is it that could have gone so wrong that my mother would leave?
Marie, I can't help you get through this, Skylar. You know, if you won't tell me what it is that Walt did.
You know what? I don't remember asking you. All right. So
Well,
if you
I
want to
think
be
that's-
supportive, you could be supportive without crying. That would be really
Fine, okay.
great.
Well, crying's a strong word, but
Jesse, we never hear from you. What's going on? You can tell me I'm full of shit. It's okay. I don't mind. Just, come on. Let us in on it.
Have you ever really hurt anybody? Well, just me disappointed your mother or whatever, but did you ever really hurt someone?
I killed my daughter.
How do you not hate yourself?
I did hate myself for a long time. Self-hatred, guilt, it accomplishes nothing. It just stands in the way.
Stands in the way of what?
True change.
That eye is haunting me.
Skylar.
Is this a good time to talk?
Yeah, come in, please.
I mean, he was honest with Hank. Maybe he'll say, I cooked meth, and she won't believe it.
I love you, Skylar. And I would do anything for you. Would you even consider? I mean, Jesus. You come in here and you wave these papers in my face when there's a whole other entire side to this thing. There's your side and there's my side, and you haven't heard my side yet. You haven't heard any of it at all.
You're a drug dealer.
No, what? How?
Just admit it. Don't play stupid now.
Yeah. How else could you possibly make that kind of money? Marijuana. That Pinkman.
Yeah, you wanted to buy it off me.
No.
Okay.
Oh my God. Cocaine?
You're getting warmer.
Methamphetamine.
Red hot.
I'm a manufacturer. I'm not a dealer.
Oh.
Per se. It doesn't mean... No. Skylar. Skylar,
No.
listen.
No.
There are a lot of angles to this, okay? It's complicated. All right? So please, let's just sit back down and we'll talk it through.
I'm gonna make you a deal, Walt. I won't tell Hank, and I won't tell your children, or anybody else. Nobody will hear it from me, but only if you grant me this divorce and stay out of our lives.
No, Skylar.
I mean it. Now let me the hell out of here before I throw up.
Hey, Pinkman. Guess he's done. Maybe they can room together.
A little friction in the marriage right now. Strictly temporary.
All right, we're two bachelors. Let's paint the town.
You been following this airplane crash? You know, it was Jane's dad who accidentally crashed them together because he was so torn up.
Let me stop you right there, all right? You are not responsible for this, not in any way, shape, or form, all right? Now, I am very up to date on this thing, probably far more than you are. And there are many factors at play there.
Yeah?
I blame the government.
You either run from things or you face them, Mr. White.
Well, what exactly does that
You
mean?
learned it.
I learned it in rehab. It's all about accepting who you really are. I accept who I am.
And who are you?
I'm the bad guy.
And how are we today?
It's good to see you again. May I? I have an offer that I think will be of interest to you.
I'm done. It has nothing to do with you personally. I find you extraordinarily professional, and I appreciate the way you do business. I'm just making a change in my life is what it is, and I'm at something of a crossroads. And it's brought me to a realization. I am not a criminal. No offense to any people who are. But
He's stoned. He's so cold.
this is not me.
I'd like you to hear my offer, notwithstanding. 3 months, then out.
$3 million?
You don't...
May I take this as a yes?
I mean, Skylar knows now, so I think he's off the hook.
I have more money than I know how to spend. What I don't have is my family. The answer is still no.
Enjoy your meal.
¿Lo sintieron? Yes. Mi tercera cruzada. Cada vez. 3 brincos. Es la señal que oficialmente estás de chess.
Damn it! I don't know what happened. I lost like the last 5 minutes. There was an explosion. Probably the greatest explosion I've ever seen in my entire life. Like the plume of smoke casted a shadow as those guys were walking. Like, how close were they? You could see debris falling. Like, how controlled was that explosion? Holy. I've never seen that before. I wish I caught that on camera. I don't know what happened. Okay, it was my batteries. The red... They are professionals. They had one slip up. They didn't change their shoes. There's a skull on that guy's shoes, and that one Mexican guy who was like, he was trying to make like small talk. You know, he was excited to go to America to, you know, live the dream. And then when he saw the guy's shoes, he shut up instantly. He should have kept talking. And the guy's like, he knows, no witnesses. Didn't even think about it. Didn't even flinch. Just, they didn't even talk. They don't have to talk. They know what each other's thinking and how each other, like, you know, operates. They have a picture of Walter. No. Well, this could be anybody, right? Slap a hat on a bald guy with a mustache and, I mean, Walter has the goatee going. It's not a mustache anymore, so. Somebody let slip that Heisenberg. Who? Tuco? Tuco and Gonzo and Sebastian? What's his real name? No Dose, that's his name. Sebastian. Did they tip off the cartel at some point? Maybe one of Tuco's gang, you know. Maybe they're going to Jimmy In-N-Out in prison. And they're going to take him out because they think he's Heisenberg. That was creepy. The crawling that they had to do on that dirt road. At first, I thought the guy was injured. And then when I saw more people, I thought, oh, they must be training for something. Or there's like a sniper out there. But all the other people, you know, they're just hanging laundry and going about their own business. It must be some kind of like ritual. It's like you have to crawl on your bellies. You have to crawl through glass to pray at this shrine. It's like a death shrine. It's like pray that this mission goes well. So he finally did it. Skylar, you're so innocent. But Walter finally told her. Marijuana. That Jesse Pinkman. I was like, yeah, but like another lie. No. Don't roll with it. Don't say, yeah, I'm Jesse's dealer. So it's not him wanting marijuana from me. It's me. Yeah, we got $100,000 from selling weed. Come on. I don't know. Now the impossible's possible. Can they get back together? The secret's out, and Skylar promised not to tell. So maybe she'll stay true to her word and $3 million. That's a lot of cheddar. No, she's so like firm on her beliefs, her morals. But like now she knows. So she sees Ted as endearing, but Walter as a criminal. Make up your mind, lady. She doesn't want to listen to Walter, but like she has to know that he did it for them. She didn't tell Hank, she didn't tell Marie, she didn't tell Flynn. So she's the enemy. And now she knows. Is she going to tell Marie, who's going to tell Hank? I have $1 million in cash. That's a good one, buddy. Hank, you lovable idiot. So Hank's not asking questions. It'll only be if Marie tells him. Who's going to stop those two guys? It better not take them like 13 episodes to get to Albuquerque. I was expecting another teddy bear. That teddy bear eye is going to show up again. That is so creepy. Just falls into the bed. And the eye is just perfectly staring at the door and Walter. And like, we're going to see that again. We're going to see a shot from the bear's point of view. Walter's the teddy bear. So I guess Walter didn't get hit. And they just kind of skipped over the plane crash. Barry, little rats. I knew he was going to... I should have said something. It's like we all probably like just to get out of summer school. Come on, man. You're using a tragedy to get out of summer school. Walter he's cutting off his relationship with Saul. Like you saw him burn the matchbook case with Saul's picture in it. Walter, I think he's skipping Saul and going straight to Gustavo without Saul knowing, without Saul's protection, contingency plans in case something goes wrong. I mean, that $3 million is tempting. I think it might be a trap. What about the RV? It's just going to be rotting in the junkyard. We'll watch the next one. I mean, aside from maybe his windshield.
You know I pulled you over this morning? Well, I'm pretty sure I wasn't speeding. I've been using the cruise control, so I...
No, sir. Your windshield. License and registration, please.
You never got that fixed? How much money do you have?
This was from Wayfarer 515. My house was in the debris field. Okay. And that's what shattered my windshield. Some piece of wreckage from the plane.
I understand.
Still can't drive with it like that.
What, you don't believe me?
Sir, regardless of how that windshield was damaged, this car is unsafe to drive in this condition. Stay in the car, please.
Stop!
Wait, just 1 minute.
Sir, I ask you to stay in the vehicle.
No. I can get out of my own car.
Sir, listen.
No. You listen to me. It's time for you to listen to me.
Sir, what you need to do is take a deep breath.
This is
calm
America,
down, and get back in that
I have
car right
rights.
now.
Do you understand that? At least have the common decency to hear me out.
I need you to step back right now.
Did you even hear what I said?
Sir, calm
now
down.
You're giving me a ticket? I told you that my house was in the debris field. You have the remotest inkling of what that means.
Sir, stand down or I'm going to pepper spray.
Oh, you're going to pepper spray?
You understand that?
That is just perfect. Pepper spray the man who's expressing his opinion under the First Amendment.
Do you understand? That cop pushed that button with the questioning Walter's intelligence.
You ask me, this is high-end cartel work. Los Santos, maybe. Question is, why do we have Juarez-style action on our side of the DMZ? They send it a message, they're on a path. We're just about stopping one particular border
Jesus.
hop. Maybe one of those extra crispies do something he shouldn't. Trader. Hey, what's up, Paul?
Oh, that face. 45 days. Pinkman has one of those too. Are they selling Pinkman's old house? He could buy it. It could be in his name.
Jesse?
Hey, Dad. Fixing up the house, huh?
Doing a little work, yeah?
Oh, well.
I'll bounce. It's cool.
You doing okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. I just happen to be driving by.
Jesse's dressed normal. He's not in like
So,
a giant overcoat
selling
in
the place.
New Mexico. Baggy pants. A beanie.
You moved the garage.
You know, he looks like
It's bold.
a normal person.
So, what you do with the upstairs bathroom?
All redone. New tiles in the bathrooms and kitchens, granite countertops, new appliances, all.
Well, he certainly needed new pipes.
You're looking healthy. Tell your mother she'll be.
Thanks. No, I come by sometime for dinner or something.
Baby steps.
Yeah. Sometime.
Okay. Later, Dad.
Where's your ribbon, Walter? His eyes.
She's divorcing me.
I don't know what to tell you, buddy. It is what it is.
He's not going to get many favors now.
She
doesn't want me to see the kids.
Why not?
She said that?
You don't write, you don't call.
It doesn't take them that long to find you, man.
She's not going to the cops. She's not going to tell a living soul. You want to know why? One word. Blowback. If she blabs, it'll be a disaster. For her. That DEA brother-in-law? Screwed. You were right under his nose. You'll be lucky if they let him bust glue sniffers at the hobby shop. The kids? Paging Dr. Phil. My daddy's a drug dealer, and my mommy turned him in. At the house, gone. The feds will come and RICO her and the kids out on the street. Oof, good luck arguing with them on that. No, it's not gonna happen.
That's got a good point.
She's pregnant. She knows it. First step, talk to our friend and get cooking.
And make me money.
I can't be the bad guy. I can't be the bad guy.
Okay. You know, we'll revisit. Promise me you won't hang yourself in the closet.
Jesus. Lawyer up. So Saul has a heart after all. Hey, he looks awake.
Yeah, it's me. We may have a wife problem. Look, I need eyes on it.
You got an address?
Hey, dinner's gonna be late. Uncle Hank and Emery are bringing takeout.
He's got a PSP.
If you're hungry, I could rustle something up.
Hey, buddy, pass ketchup, man.
Why don't we ever order Chinese? Remember that from like a couple episodes ago? she's got Chinese.
What? I've had enough trans fat for a lifetime.
Flynn here is looking for a part-time job, so I don't know if you know of anything you might want to.
My name's Walter Jr. Like, what? You can't even say his name?
If you changed your mind about being called Flynn, all you need to do is just tell me you don't want to be
You know
called
what?
Flynn.
Dad didn't even show till fourth period, and his eyes were all red like he's been crying or something. But you don't even care. And now he won't even drive me home. He won't say why, but I know it's because you told him not to.
Honey,
What? I don't know what your problem is. You may not love him anymore, but I do. I mean, why you gotta be such a bitch?
Hey, no.
Hank,
You can't
no.
talk to your mom.
Hank. Stop dancing around it. What is it exactly that you have seen 100 times? Please, enlighten me.
Look, a guy like Walt, nice guy, decent, smart. Let's face it, underachiever, dead-end life, okay? He gets cancer, time's running out, midlife crisis. He acts up, steps out. And the wife, she catches him. I mean, it's a story as old as time. But do the math, Marie. When it comes out one way. No, Waldy, felt so guilty, probably told her himself.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if he cheated on her, then she would have told me by now. It just feels like something more.
You want a job?
A job? Who's got a job for me?
I do.
I thought the old lady had like a gun in her hand. It's a cane. I'm gonna go off. He's furious. He knows who they are. Do that one more time. No amount of special absorbent underwear will save you from the next time you ring that bell in my presence.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Oh,
She doesn't like you, Ted.
Hey, thanks for being so flexible on me coming in.
I just wish I had you back full time. You do brighten up the place.
Ugh.
But I can't sign off on these quarterlies. I'm sorry. I just can't.
Is that right?
Yeah, this is a bad time to tell you that you're gonna go to jail.
Revenue is now back up. Here, here, and here. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, well, okay, this is fixable, right? How about if I just push 28,800 out of this into next quarter?
Everybody's wearing this blue ribbon except for Skylar and Pinkman and Walter.
What if your kids found out?
Put me on the spot, why don't you? I guess maybe I'd say that I might have for you to clear that. But that whatever I did thinking of them. You know? Trying to provide. Ask them, try to take the time to understand. You know what, truth is, I haven't thought that far ahead, Skylar. I'm just trying to keep my head above water.
Kinda like Walter.
Hi, Walt.
Speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
Right now.
Why are you doing this? She's just trying to keep me from seeing you. And you're helping her.
You've been honest with Hank, even though he didn't believe it. You've been honest with Skylar. Are you going to be honest with Walter Jr. now?
Uncle Hank, Aunt Marie, everybody knows that you haven't done anything wrong. Everybody is on your side.
Come on. Let's try to see this in a positive way. Okay, both of us. Buck up.
You're not that lawyer on late night television, are you?
Better call Saul.
The one and only.
I get it all the time.
We're here to discuss the sale of the property at 9809 Margot.
I get it. Flat fee clients.
Ah.
Well, folks, today's your lucky day. I represent a client who shall remain nameless. However, for our purposes, you might just as well visualize a large bag of money.
We feel $875 is very fair.
But I suppose there's always a little wiggle room.
But you wiggle us on down to 400, and you got yourselves a deal.
This is a waste of
How
time.
could you possibly imagine that we would entertain this?
Come on, hon.
I don't know. I just thought some allowance was in order once I heard about the meth lab. The one that used to be in the basement. I looked over your signed disclosure statements, and I don't see any mention of a meth lab. No. Oh, you got your termite inspection. That's good. But no meth lab. Now, some would call that fraud in service of concealed felony. I myself am more open-minded. Now, I could file a suit and encumber this property indefinitely, or start some criminal proceeding. But I don't think any of us want that. Now, do we? How about it, counselor? Do you concur?
Oh, justice.
Hi, honey.
Skylar. What kind of example do we want to set here, right? I mean, can't we at least just sit down and eat a piece of pizza together? Just hash things out like adults.
We have discussed everything we need to discuss. I thought I made myself very clear.
We got dipping sticks.
Nice shot. I was just thinking, there's a nice window. And they used that shot. It was just too good. And it landed upright, too. There's that eye again.
Calm down, accept the situation, and keep.
Those two guys are gonna go to Walter White's residence.
I will get a restraining order.
Jesus! Oh my god.
Skylar. Get your restraining order right here. Restrain this. God, this is all we need.
Mom? Dad? You're gone.
Jesse, it's really not a good time.
Jesse, the house has been sold. The new owners are expected at any moment. Where do you think you're going?
Inside. Bought the place.
Now, get off my lawn. Those kids.
A few escape your magic arrow.
Is he bugging the place? There's probably still a hole underneath the water heater. It's got somebody looking out for him right now.
It's me. There's something you should know about.
Call it off, call it off, call it off, call it off. The eye was moved. Throw that thing out, man. Oh, that clock sound. Stop! I can take no more. You win. T.O., you troll. Oh, man. Walter. Just blind luck. Just throw out that eye already, man. Jesus. I think that's going to be a reoccurring thing. Like T.O. Did you see T.O.? He was furious. Probably didn't get his brand of extra absorbent underwear. That was so good, though. Like the Ouija board. This was a funny episode because a lot of stuff has taken place around Walter. He's not like really the cause of everything. He's been the stone that, you know, breaks the water and causes a ripple and like affects everyone else. But this episode, everything just kind of happened around him. Well, I don't think Pinkman's going to reconcile with his family anytime soon. That was a big middle finger to his parents. I mean, his parents broke even. And Pinkman got a house, and he got it fully renovated, too. So, good for him. He won in that episode. He's changed. He's no longer... That talk he had with the rehab counselor really helped. What's going to happen to Q? So, Gustavo has connections to the cartel. So, I need to figure something out right now. Gustavo is... He's able to make calls... I don't think he's head of the cartel. He's just able to make deals with them. And he probably said, well, I need him. And if you want his product, you have to buy it through me. And if you kill him, then, you know, everyone loses out on something really big. So Walter's safe for now. For now. I don't see this being like a temporary thing, but... Skin of his teeth. Again. Gustavo sees Walter as an asset and he's protecting him. I mean, to him it could have just been, well, that's a shame. He's greedy too. He's going to keep, you know, he might even up the price to like, I don't know, $5 million or something. I mean, maybe he'll treat it like a, you know, his fast food restaurant. You want your employees to work and to work happy. You have to treat them well. I love the look on Gustavo's face. It's like a sculpture or something. It won't move. He's just not impressed. Or it's so neutral. You can't read the guy. Even when he's been given bad news, it's just like he won't give any tell of any kind to whoever he's dealing with. What's he doing? Oh, yeah. He's doing what Saul said. She can't say anything. Skylar can't say anything to Hank, to any relative. She can't go to the police. What's she gonna do? He's right. I mean, she fears the blowback. So Walter can just go back into his... That's messed up, though. He can, like, essentially blackmail her. That's really messed up. Walter, like, she's scared to death of you, man. You told her the truth. She wants you. She doesn't want anything to do with you. And you're forcing her into this happy marriage. For what? For the family? Marie's gonna ask questions. She's gonna tell Hank. I know it. I'm expecting Marie to be a big thorn in Walter's side very soon. Because she's gonna see Skylar masquerading around as, you know, Walter's wife when she doesn't want to be. Like, she's just always gonna have that scared look in her eye. Doesn't want to be called Flynn anymore, Walter Jr. I'm glad that, you know, he still thinks his dad is his hero. That's hard. That's such a hard position to be in for Skylar. Jesus. Everyone's gonna appear on, like, even Hank's on Walter's side. Did you see Walter in the beginning? Like, that was hilarious when he got pepper sprayed. He's just like, right? But him having to apologize, that killed him on the inside. He doesn't like being wrong. He's like, I'm sorry, officer. I shouldn't have yelled. You know, he was dying on the inside. He hates admitting that he's wrong. Guess we'll keep going. Don't follow them into the back room, Machete.
Chulada. ¿En serio, te gusta?
Uh,
Me encanta, Eve. Qué padre, mascota. Para el gran filósofo. ¿Eh?
Hola, DEA. So is that guy the head? I mean, not Tortuga's head, you know what I mean? The head of the cartel. The head of a major corporation. It's not time to lose one's head.
He's still breathing. Well, by the looks of him, he has no idea how close he came. I'm assuming Saul Goodman doesn't need to know. Comes the word.
Yeah, he called Gustavo directly.
What is wrong with you?
Skylar, I have every right to be here.
No, you don't. You don't live here anymore. We're getting a divorce.
I don't agree to it.
Well, it's not up to you! If you don't get out of here right now, I'm gonna call the police, and I'm going to tell them everything. I mean it.
You can't. Oh, that clock sound. Oh, he's daring her. You need to look in the phone book for the police.
This family is everything to me. Without it, I have nothing to lose.
Fine. Yes, my name is Skylar White. I need police assistance at my home right away. My soon-to-be ex-husband broke into my house, and I need an officer to come and remove him. Coming.
Now Walter's doing the silent treatment, just like Skylar did last season. You know, when she's like this. Is there anything else you want to tell me? Walter's just like, you know, going about his business all nice and calm. Everything's flipped.
Dad's here? Great. Dad! How are you? Are you back? For good?
Why are you home so soon?
I'm not.
That's the second time he said that.
Walter, your dad and I have something we need to discuss. When your sandwich is ready, I'll bring it to your room.
Mom, can't wait. I haven't seen Dad in like forever.
Are you gonna arrest his hero?
You called the cops on Dad?
You're divorced then?
No, working on it. Right now we're separated.
Legally separated.
Well, there's not a court order, if that's what you mean, but we've been living apart for almost 6 weeks.
This isn't looking good.
Change the locks. Isn't that breaking and entering?
Whose name is on the title to the house?
Both of us. It's jointly owned.
We can't arrest a man for breaking into his own house.
I got her, honey.
He's so calm.
Oh.
This it.
Sorry, officer, where were we?
If you want your husband out of the house, you're gonna have to help me out. Is it possible maybe he's broken any laws that you know of? Anything at all? Anything that we can work with? Even if you just got a suspicion of wrongdoing, I can work with it. I'll get him out of the house for you. What's your take?
It's my mom's fault. She won't even say what my dad did, and it's because he didn't do anything. I don't know why she's being this way. My dad, he is a great guy.
Son, it's your mom's fault.
Now will you listen to him? Oh.
He lives! Happy housewarming, kid. Don't look so glad to see me.
Thanks.
Interesting decor. It's subtle. Old minimalist thing never really blew my hair back, but hey. So, remember the other day when I brought up the idea of you getting back in touch with your partner? Well, I kind of wanted to refloat that boat. I'm not suggesting that you yourself get back to cooking. I mean, you being in rehab and all. I only want you to convince the master chef to do his thing. So, what do you say?
Sure, man, whatever.
Okay, whatever what? I mean, you gonna call him?
Saul, do you know something that we don't? It can't just be he wants more money.
Look at this place. You're house poor. You got no bankroll. If you get the maestro cooking again, I'll make it worth your while. Call him.
Does Walter still have a second cell phone? It'll be at his other... Oh, wait, no, he took it with him, probably.
Hey, if you're trying to tell me something, I've got 4 little words for you. Do not call Liz. You love her. You're cool. Leave it to me.
Just to hear her voice.
Schrader. Yes, sir. Yeah, what's up?
I think we're going to visit his PTSD later on.
Wow. That's great news, sir. Thank you. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You bet on that. Hey, listen, thanks again, sir. I really appreciate you stepping to the plate. Thank you.
Keep me in suspense or what? What's the good news?
Parker called in a couple of favors.
El Paso wants me back.
Hey, man, congrats, man. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's great. Do you want to go back? Not really. And they're going to a chicken farm. Ah! Come on. Serenity now. Gustavo. And how are we today?
Señores, bienvenidos.
Un sobrino que se llamaba Tuco.
Don Salamanca.
¿Sabía de él?
Y a lo mejor también sabes que Don Salamanca fue su
And he mentored Tuco in the business.
trataba como un hijo.
Thought of Tuco as a son.
Salamanca ya no pudo seguir en el negocio. Tuco tomó su lugar.
So he's just playing
Mero al norte de la frontera.
playing vegetable
Fue leal.
whenever he has visitors over.
Este Heisenberg, Walter White, era uno de los proveedores locales de Tuco. Paga con sangre.
Blood must be replaced by blood.
Primos de Tuco.
Tuco's cousins.
La familia Salamanca.
I am presently engaged in business with this man. When our business is done, he will no longer be of any concern to me. Till then, and I need him alive. Was that ringing an agreement, or was he frustrated? Do I not run on my own territory?
Les aconsejaré que tengan paciencia, pero te recomiendo que termines tu negocio con este hombre rápidamente. Arriesgas perder el apoyo del
Or
cartel.
risk losing the good graces of the cartel?
Eso sería imprudente. ¿Y esos chamacos que están ahí adentro?
He's being threatened, but he's not moving his face. He's not flinching an inch.
No son como tú y
What if her phone gets disconnected?
Hey, if you're trying to tell me something, I've got 4 little words for you. Do not call this. You'll ever, you're cool.
Remember when Walter said, "Get out of my territory" to those two guys? He has no clue how big this thing really is.
Methamphetamine.
Your husband's a drug dealer.
A manufacturer. Technically, they call them cooks. I don't want my son to find out that his father is a criminal. I can't do that to him.
In the end, it may not be up to you. Drug dealers have a way of getting caught.
Walt has lung cancer. His treatment bought him some time, but the doctors, they all say that sooner or later.
Wait it out.
I can't see why I should wait all this on my family when things may resolve themselves on their own.
Where you going?
Take a leak.
Jesus, get yourself some Flomax.
Is he trying to see if he still has it? Ah.
DEA! Don't move!
Hey, if you're trying to tell me something, I've got 4 little words for you. Do not call this. You'll ever, you're cool.
The number's gonna get disconnected, man. He looks so small.
Hey, if you're trying to tell me something, I've got 4 little words for you. Do not call.
The number you have reached 1494985, area code 505, is no longer.
The RV. We haven't seen that in a while. And he put the keys on the desk.
ASAC wants to see you.
And?
He did that to get out of it.
You'll go down. Call it in. You stay to keep an eye on the suspects. That's when they attacked you. What I didn't tell him is that you left your gun under the seat before you went back inside.
Is this Hank's break bad moment?
I've done a terrible thing. But I did it for a good reason.
Like Ted, Skylar.
I did it for us. That is college tuition for Walter Jr. And Holly. 18 years down the road. Huh. That is health insurance for you and the kid. For Junior's physical therapy, his SAT tutor. It's money for groceries. Gas. For birthdays and graduation parties. That money is for this roof over your head. The mortgage that you are not going to be able to afford on a part-time bookkeeper's salary when I'm gone. Please. Please. This money, I didn't steal it. It doesn't belong to anyone else.
I earned it.
All that I've done, all the sacrifices that I have made for this family, all of it will be for nothing if you don't accept what I've earned. Please. I'll be here when you get home from work. You can give me your answer then.
It's always those two alone. What are you thinking, Skylar? Feels good to be bad?
Lewis really pitched in.
That glare.
Look, I just want to say that I feel good about our talk this morning, and I'm very eager to hear what you're thinking about what we talked about. But, you know, whenever you're ready, of course. Honesty is good, don't you think?
Key.
Louis?
Yes, please.
All right, I want you both to eat your salad, okay?
Really?
No. They like salad, but good for it. Thanks, darling.
Thank you.
I guess Flinzy, Walter Jr., is the only innocent one now. Wasn't broken bad. Yes, I'm sure that's something that Skylar has wanted to do for a while. What choice does she have? Walter has cornered her. The only thing that she can do to get Walter out of their house is to not make him love her. At least everyone's honest with themselves now. Not just Skylar and Walter. You know, he's kind of accepted what happened, and it's kind of a load off of his mind, but Pinkman's accepted who he is. He said he's the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. I think eventually Walter's going to say that as well, at some point. Like, you can also read Skylar cheating on Walter as, you know, look what you made me do. You did all this stuff for us. Look what it's done to us. Like, we're all totally different people now, except for Walter Jr. Yet. So many people know Walter and what he does now. He's not safe. The cartel knows him by name. They know where to find him. They know his address. What's going to happen after these 3 months? They can just kidnap members of Walter's family and make him do anything. And the lawyer lady knows about it too. I guess there's confidentiality between Skylar and her lawyer right now, but it's just a mess right now. Well, Ted's happy. Even before Walter told Skylar, I cook meth, it seemed like she was telling, well, she did tell Ted, you can't make this so obvious, you know. I thought she was like going to give him like tips how to, you know, cover his tracks in the books. We'll see. What's Walter going to do to Ted? I mean, this all just kind of happened to Ted. Yeah, he's the only one that's... Everything's coming up Ted. Ugh. Maybe it was a one and done sort of thing. Skylar can't wait 18 months for Walter to just, you know, succumb to his cancer. Or, like, longer. Like, I think he bought himself more time. Well, we'll see if this funneling money from Ted's business will, you know, blow up in their faces later on. Did Saul know what he was getting Pinkman and Walter into when, you know, he said, oh, I know a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy? Does he know who Gustavo, like, really is? I don't know if he does, because that Mike guy, like, on the phone, he said, don't mention this to Saul. So I don't think Saul's totally aware of what's going on with, you know, who Gustavo actually is and the ties that he has. He just knows that, hey, this guy makes things happen. And I get rich. Quick. 3 months? 3 months, $3 million. Are they going to somehow find other cooks? Maybe teach them Walter's recipe, and then, you know, they don't need Walter after that point. Maybe that's sort of what, you know, Gustavo's plan is. Work with us for 3 months. I have a crew that will help you cook. Just tell them your recipe, and we'll make a lot of money together. I don't know if Walter will fall for that. So he knows how valuable he is. Either Saul's greedy or he knows something. He knows more than he's letting on. It's like, you need to keep going. You know, you're in too deep now. To save me, I need to get you guys to keep going. You know, if Pinkman does perfect and, like, make a perfect, you know, blue sky, then, like, there's no reason for Walter. That would make him a loose end that needs to be tied. I'm expecting Walter to show up at some point to Pinkman and say, you know, I'm the bad guy. Just accept it. You can see a sigh of relief with Walter telling the truth to Skylar, you know, like he's more cheery. Before he was so frustrated, like when the cop pepper sprayed him. This is going dark. This is a... I'm not looking forward to where this is going. more and more of Walter's family is, you know, they're learning about, like, oh my god, Marie. Marie's sniffing around. Well, now Skylar has another secret that Marie's probably going to, like, dig out of her. The whole Ted thing. As soon as Marie finds out about Walter and meth, she's gonna tell Hank. It's just a mess. Oh my god. Bury you little rats. Just trying to get out of summer school. You know, Walter, he sucks at speeches. He sucks at peddling meth, and he sucks at speeches. Pinkman. Yeah, so he knows about Q. He knows about, you know, everything that went down, and he feels responsible. Pinkman's starting to let go of his self-hatred and guilt, but he's still holding on to Jane. He hasn't completely, like, changed. I knew that. I knew that was gonna, like, cut out halfway through. I wonder if Pinkman's ever gonna visit Q at some point. Don. Jane's father, I know. He bought his aunt's house. It's just a big middle finger to his parents. I don't know if they're ever going to reconcile. Seeing these big players now, like Gustavo, and like Tuco's uncle, Tio, he's a bigger player than I thought. That bell. The nightmares are going to come back. I've only just gotten over them. Tuco's cousins, man. Like, all the fury in the family went right into Tuco. And all the calm, you know, like... I mean, they're both deadly. They're both equally as deadly. Tuco's cousins and Tuco, but like... They cut off Machete's head with a machete. You can massacre a truck and set it on fire. You can release Uncle Tio from his nursing home. But booting an old lady off her motorized cart, that's where I draw the line. I think you two are just awful. That explosion, though, that's awesome. That's like in my top explosions so far. I've never seen the plume of smoke, you know. How close were they? I like Saul's character. It's like much needed charisma in these, later seasons. Now that Hank is, his PTSD is re-emerging. He finally broke bad. He went ballistic on those guys for just like, I don't even know, it didn't even look like an ounce. I think he did that so he wouldn't go back to Juarez. It was like, yes, sir! Yeah, looks like I'm going back there. Yeah. I'm the man down there. And at the back of his head, he's like... So I think he did that just so that he could have an excuse to get out of there. It's like, yeah, oh, shucks. Looks like I'll just be suspended. Slap on the wrist. All right, buddy. Who's up for Chinese? How far is he going to go to avoid going back there? How far is he going to go the other way? Maybe you can get a transfer somewhere else, man. Honestly, I think it's honesty. The theme that's been, that ties these 3 episodes together. Everybody's being honest with other people and with themselves. Pinkman, I'm the bad guy. He's being honest with himself. Skylar, yes. There was her literally, being honest with Walter. That she's sleeping with Ted, but, she's changed. Walter needs to accept that things have changed now. He was honest with Skylar about the money and, what he's been doing, methamphetamine. But he needs to find a way to move on and accept change. Life can't go back to the way it was before. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this reaction. This is quite the start of season 3. Holy crap. What was it, episode 2? I cooked meth. What? Uncle Tio. My god! We're gonna see more of this guy. Okay, I think somebody's about to come in. So I hope everybody stays safe and healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.